Your body is a living library. It keeps a perfect record of every story, every joy, and every truth you have ever tried to forget. Your body never lies. So what happens when you stop listening to its stories for decades? The unexplained aches, the chronic exhaustion, the headaches that come from nowhere. These are not your body betraying you. This is your body starting to read its own diary out loud because you have refused to read it yourself. In this video, with the guidance of Carl Jung, we will not try to silence your body. We will learn its language. We will begin to decode the wisdom hidden inside your pain. Let's call her Susan, 54 years old, a mother, a daughter, a wife, a woman at the heart of the sandwich generation. She is haunted by migraines. Her doctor tells her it's just stress, but she feels it's something more. The pain seems to have a will of its own. It arrives with perfect timing, precisely at the moments when she feels the most trapped, the most overwhelmed. If Susan's pain is not a random symptom, but a message, what is it trying to say? And how do we begin a conversation with a part of ourselves that does not speak in words? Susan's migraines, your chronic fatigue, the ache in your shoulders that never seems to go away. To understand these messages, we must first embrace a fundamental truth, one that modern medicine often overlooks. Emotion is not just a feeling in your mind. Emotion is energy in motion. Think of it like a river. When healthy, this river of feeling flows through you. Anger rises, it is felt, and it passes. Sadness comes, it is honored, and it moves on. But what happens when you build a dam? What happens when you are taught from a young age that certain emotions are not acceptable? That your anger is unladylike, that your sadness is too much, that your fear is weakness. You learn to suppress them. You build a dam to hold the river back. But the river does not disappear. The energy does not vanish. It simply stops moving. It pools behind the dam, growing stagnant, building pressure. This is where Carl Jung's wisdom illuminates the entire landscape. We have spoken of the shadow, the basement of your psyche where you store everything you deny about yourself. Every time you swallowed your anger, every time you pushed down your grief, every time you ignored your exhaustion and said, "I'm fine," you were sending that raw, powerful energy down into the shadow. For years, the shadow holds it for you, but it has a limited capacity. And in midlife, after decades of suppression, the basement is full. The dam is about to break. The energy must find a way to be heard. If the mind will not listen, it will speak through the only channel left, the body. This is what I call the somatic shadow. It is the physical manifestation of all the unspoken truths, all the unfelt emotions, all the unlived life that you carry within you. Your body becomes the voice for the parts of you that have been silenced. It becomes the storyteller for your shadow. And this is the moment of revelation, the great aha. Your symptoms are not random, they are symbolic. They are a language. That bone-deep weariness you feel, that chronic fatigue that sleep cannot touch, is not a sign that your body is broken. It is the physical weight of 1,000 unsaid no's. It is the exhaustion of a soul that has been overgiving for a lifetime. Your body is simply sending you an honest energy bill for decades of pouring from an empty cup.
Susan's migraines, that throbbing, intense pressure in her head. What is that if not the unscreamed scream? It is the accumulated pressure of every time she wanted to shout, "This is too much," but smiled politely instead. It is the rage of her own boundaries being violated again and again, a rage that, having nowhere else to go, explodes in her own head. That chronic pain in your neck and shoulders, it is not just poor posture, it is the physical weight of responsibility. It is the burden of being the rock for everyone, the one who holds everything together. Your muscles are literally carrying the weight of all the people and problems you have put on your shoulders without asking for help. Those digestive issues, the knots in your stomach, what are they if not the emotions you couldn't stomach? The worry you swallowed instead of speaking, the criticism you digested instead of deflecting, the fear you couldn't process. Your gut is simply telling the story that your mind has refused to acknowledge. Your body is not your enemy. It is not failing you. It is your most honest historian, your most truthful ally. It is the one part of you that cannot be gaslit, that cannot be convinced to pretend. It keeps a perfect score. The tragedy is that we have been taught to see these messages as malfunctions. We take a pill to silence the headache. We drink more coffee to fight the fatigue. We are, in effect, shooting the messenger. We are trying to silence the one voice that is telling us the deepest truth about our lives. The path to true healing does not begin with silencing the symptom. It begins with getting quiet enough to finally listen to its message. The question is not how to stop the pain. The question is, how do we learn to translate it?
So, how do we learn to translate this language? How do we begin this conversation with the body? The first step is a radical act of peace. You must be willing to stop fighting the symptom. For years, you have treated your pain as an enemy, an intruder to be medicated, ignored, or pushed through. The journey of healing begins when you are willing to change your posture from one of war to one of wonder, from judgment to gentle curiosity. The first practice is simply acknowledgement. The next time the symptom arises, the headache, the fatigue, the knot in your stomach, instead of immediately reaching for a remedy, pause, close your eyes, take a breath, and simply acknowledge its presence. If it is pain in your shoulder, you might gently place a hand there, and you say silently to yourself, "I see you. I know you are here. I am willing to listen." This simple act is revolutionary. For the first time, you are treating your body not as a broken machine, but as a conscious partner in your life. You are opening a channel for communication. Once you have opened that channel, the second step is the dialogue. This is a sacred and private ritual. It is not about analyzing, it is about feeling. I want to offer you a gentle invitation, a practice I call the felt sense dialogue. Find a quiet space where you will not be disturbed. Close your eyes and bring your awareness to the physical sensation of your symptom. Do not label it pain or fatigue. Instead, get curious about its qualities. Is it hot or cold? Is it sharp or dull? Is it heavy or light? Does it have a color, a shape, a texture? You are not trying to understand it with your mind. You are simply experiencing it with your senses. Once you have a clear sense of the physical sensation, you ask it a simple, courageous question. Not, "Why are you here to torment me?" but, "My symptom, what message do you have for me today?" And then you wait. You listen with your whole being. The answer may not come in words. In fact, it usually doesn't. The answer may come as a sudden memory, a a fleeting image, or a wave of emotion that seems to come from nowhere. Let's imagine Susan with her throbbing migraine. She closes her eyes. She feels the intense, pulsing pressure behind her eyes. It feels hot, red, like a clenched fist. She asks it, "What message do you have for me?" And as she listens, an image flashes in her mind. It is the memory from yesterday of her boss asking her to take on yet another project, a project she knew she did not have the capacity for. And with that memory comes a sudden hot wave of a single emotion: anger. This is the alchemy. She has just built a bridge between the physical symptom, the migraine, and its emotional root, the unexpressed anger. Her headache is no longer a random malfunction. It is her body's scream. It is the no she could not speak. Your job in this moment is not to solve it. It is simply to witness it, to honor the connection, to say to herself, "Ah, I see. My anger at my boss lives here, in my head." This acknowledgement is the beginning of all true healing, because you cannot heal what you do not feel. You cannot release an emotion that you do not even know you are carrying. This practice is not a replacement for medical care. It is a profound complement to it. It is the missing piece, the psychological and spiritual dimension of your physical well-being. Your body is a map of your own psyche. Each pain, each tension is a landmark pointing to a hidden territory within you, a place where a truth is waiting to be heard, a place where an emotion is waiting to be released, a place where a younger part of you is waiting to be cared for. The question is no longer, "What is wrong with my body?" The question now becomes, "What is my body trying to tell me is right? What truth is it trying to guide me back to?" And that is a journey not of fighting, but of friendship. So you have built the bridge. You have witnessed the connection between the symptom in your body and the story in your soul. This awareness in itself is transformative. But the final piece of this journey is integration. It is learning to take this new wisdom and use it to make new choices. The greatest lesson your body is trying to teach you is that it is not your enemy. It is your partner, a brutally honest feedback system. It is constantly telling you what nourishes you and what depletes you, what is aligned with your soul and what is a betrayal of it. True healing begins when you stop fighting this feedback and start collaborating with it. Let's return to Susan, our wise teacher. She has discovered that her migraines are the scream of her unspoken no. They are the physical manifestation of her anger at her own broken boundaries. So, what does she do? The old way would be to get angry at her anger, to judge herself for not being stronger. The new way is to see the anger not as a flaw, but as a fierce protector, an ally. Her anger is the part of her that loves her so much it is willing to create immense pain just to get her attention. It is her inner guardian screaming, "You are giving too much. This is not sustainable." So instead of fighting the anger, she begins to work with it. The next time her boss asks her to take on an extra project, she feels the familiar tension begin to rise in her temples. This time, she recognizes it, not as the start of a migraine, but as a signal, an alarm bell. She takes a breath, and she honors the message. And she speaks a new courageous sentence, a gentle no. She says, "Thank you for thinking of me for this. Right now, my plate is full, and I need to protect my capacity. I won't be able to take this on." She says it with kindness, with clarity, and without apology. And in that moment, the tension in her temples begins to soften. Her body, feeling heard for the first time in years, begins to relax. This is collaboration. You used the wisdom of the symptom, the tension, to honor the truth of the emotion, the anger, in order to take a new action, setting a boundary. Mind, body, and soul working together. This is the path forward. Your body is constantly sending you these signals. The fatigue that hits you after lunch with a certain friend is not random. It is your body telling you that this relationship is draining your life force. The back pain that flares up every Sunday night is not just about your mattress. It is your body screaming in protest about returning to a soulless job on Monday morning. You do not need to make dramatic, life-altering changes overnight. The journey begins with small, quiet acts of listening and collaboration. So here is your gentle invitation, your first step in this new partnership. This week, I want you to choose one small, recurring physical symptom that you experience. It could be the tightness in your neck, the knot in your stomach, a feeling of heaviness in your chest. And the next time it appears, I want you to pause for just 30 seconds. Take one deep breath, and you will ask it the question we practiced. What message do you have for me right now? You are not looking for a grand revelation. You are not trying to solve your life's problems in that moment. You are simply practicing the art of listening. You are turning your attention inward with curiosity instead of fear. You are building a new neural pathway, a new habit of mind-body connection. Perhaps no answer comes. That is okay. The act of asking is what matters. But perhaps you notice a fleeting feeling of sadness, or a flash of irritation, or a sudden memory. Just notice it. That's all. This is how you begin to rebuild the trust between you and your body. You are signaling to this wise, ancient part of yourself that you are finally ready to listen, that you are ready to be a team. And as you practice this, day by day, symptom by symptom, the messages will become clearer, and your body, feeling seen and heard, will no longer need to scream to get your attention. The symptoms may begin to soften, not because you have conquered them, but because they have successfully delivered their message. They have done their job. And you are finally home.
We began this journey feeling at war with our own bodies, haunted by mysterious aches, weighed down by a fatigue that sleep could not cure. We felt betrayed, confused, and alone. And through the profound wisdom of Carl Jung, we discovered a new map, a map that led us away from the land of malfunction and into the territory of meaning. We learned that emotion is energy, and that the energy we suppress does not disappear. It finds a home in our bodies. We gave this a name, the somatic shadow, and we began to see our symptoms not as enemies, but as messengers from this deep, forgotten place. We learned that our pain is not random, it is symbolic, it is a language of unspoken truths and unfelt emotions. We learned not to silence this language, but to listen to it, to get quiet, to ask, to feel, and to build a bridge between the sensation in our bodies and the story in our souls. And finally, we learned to collaborate, to use the wisdom of our symptoms to make new, courageous choices that honor our truth. This is the harvest of our work today, the profound, life-altering understanding that your body is not against you. It has never been against you. It is and has always been your most loyal, truthful, and wisest ally. It is the one part of you that will never lie to you, even when you are lying to yourself.
The journey forward is not one of fighting, it is one of friendship. It is a commitment to listen, to trust, and to honor the incredible intelligence that lives within your own cells. You do not need to have all the answers. You only need to be willing to ask the questions and to trust that your body, in its own time, in its own language, will guide you home. As a commitment to this new friendship, a gentle anchor for this sacred practice of listening, I invite you to go to the comments below and simply write the words, "I am listening to my body's wisdom." Let this be a declaration that the war is over, the dialogue has begun. But a fascinating thing happens when you start to listen to the truth of your body. You become more sensitive, not just to your own inner world, but to the subtle energies of the world around you. And you may begin to notice a strange paradox. Sometimes a compliment, a word of praise meant to lift you up, can feel strangely like an insult. Why does being seen in a certain way sometimes feel like being fundamentally misunderstood? This is a delicate and profound territory of healing, and it is the mystery we will explore together in our next video. Until then, be gentle with yourself and listen closely. Your body is always speaking.